What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live as we get through the power of the internet. I had a couple of videos that I wanted to film today. Decided not to film them because I'm just not feeling so great. I thought I would always have time to do a little vlog, though, a little rambling video where I talk about myself and life in the universe and things around us and things that are particularly interesting in me to me. But I've had a heck of a weekend, fairly stressful weekend. Not everything went the way that I wanted it to do in my personal life. Nothing I really want to spread here, but nothing is ever perfect, is it? But overall, I did have a good weekend spending time with people I liked, new friends and old, and just enjoying life in general, playing some board games, playing some video games. Played a lot of Moss, by the way, which it turns out to be a very fun game. I'm not a big fan of puzzle platformers, but in VR, apparently I am because I really have enjoyed it. Got to play some Magic with my friends and so on and so forth. But a lot of stuff I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted to start with a fairly good but also frustrating meeting with my doctor this last week. The good news is really good news. My A1C, which is like my blood sugar levels for the last 3 months, was at 5.1. To give you a reference, my surgeon said his was at 5.8. So a 5.1 is a very, very good place to be. I am effectively no longer diabetic. I'm in full remission from my diabetes. That's some pretty good news. Now, here's the thing. That could definitely come back if I continued or I went back to eating the volume of food that I used to eat and the types of food that I used to eat. If I start putting sugar back into my body on a pretty regular basis, I will become diabetic again. If I start eating tremendous amounts of food so my body has to produce a whole bunch of blood sugar, I will become diabetic again. But as it is right now, we're in a pretty awesome place, and I don't plan to ever go back to eating that way. But that's the difference between eating the right volumes of food and healthy eating. I'm no longer diabetic. No more organ damage, no more eye damage, no more brain damage, no more diabetes killing me. I am in a place where I'm probably healthier than I've been in many, many years. I still sleep with the CPAP machine on. I need to see a sleep doctor to see if I still need it, but I probably do because I always was terrible at sleeping. But not everything came out great from that doctor's visit. Of course, you guys know I still have lymphedema, which is a mostly permanent condition for the most part. It can go into remission as well. It's not in the place where it is yet, though. But it has gotten a lot better. The swelling is down a lot. There's a lot less fluid on the legs, and I'm a lot more capable of lifting those legs and moving those legs without just as much pain. That said, there is still a tremendous amount of pain. And the swelling has been better. It's definitely been worse. The good news is I'm so proud at how much better they are. The bad news is there's still some definite issues. There's some really tender and tough areas, so painful. And even just like sometimes wearing pants can be painful on them right now because they're no longer swollen, so I'm getting the full sensation of what's going on down there, and it is very uncomfortable. They look great. They're easier to work with. Boy, do they hurt. So my doctor wants to get like an ultrasound on that and see if there's some issues there. That's going to be excruciatingly painful for them to sit there and shove an ultrasound machine reader into my leg as hard as they can to see what's going on there, but it's important that we do. So that's getting scheduled. The other thing that's really frustrating is we talked about my back injury quite a bit, and I talked last week about walking on a treadmill for about 11 minutes and getting a quarter mile, and I've walked on the treadmill a few times since then. Here's the thing. I know that that's next to nothing. And boy, did the internet let me have that. Oh, that's nothing. You got a quarter mile in 11 minutes? Well, boogie, da-da-ba-da-ba. What those people are forgetting is 8 months ago, I had to use a wheelchair to get across the street sometimes. I was in a wheelchair whenever I had to go to the doctor's office, in a wheelchair whenever I had to go to the when I had to go to the hospital to do stuff. I was in a wheelchair. And then I graduated from the wheelchair to the walker, and then the walker so that I get around the house and get around the neighborhood and get around to stores. Now I can go into a store, a hospital, or a doctor's office and walk around all I need. That's some pretty slow progress over the last 8 months, but I'll take it, considering I was getting to the point that I might have been very well bedridden. But I understand that that's next to nothing compared to a healthy person. But for me, with the life and the stupid mistakes I've made and the idiotic damage I did in my body, I'll gladly take it. And I'll be proud of it. And if you're not proud of it, I understand why. You're welcome to your opinion. Though, unfortunately, every time I use that treadmill, my lower back is in miserable pain. And it's the same with walking the dog for 15 minutes. my back is in miserable pain for the next day, and it often keeps me in bed for quite some time, which is good, I guess, because with the lymphedema, they're telling me, again, I need to get my downtime to get the swelling out so that the legs can heal back to 10, 12-hour days in bed, which I don't want to do, which makes it so much more difficult to travel the world and to do my job and to stream on Twitch and to take care of my dog and shop and go to the places I want to go and do the things I want to do. But it's just going to have to be a necessary evil as it is. But you know, as they're telling me when I talk to the doctors, you need to get exercise to lose the weight. However, you can't do anything that's going to risk injuring the back and the downside. And that includes swimming, because the original injury came from a car wreck. But in 2012, I severely damaged that back when it came to just getting out of the pool. Just getting out of the pool. The swimming was fine. Being in the pool was fine. Getting out of the pool, walking up the stairs, and letting my back stack in the opposite direction, you know, from top to bottom as gravity took hold. That's when I must have slipped a disc or something. We don't know what's wrong with my back. And we tried for years to try to get it figured out. We just couldn't figure it out. So here's the thing. I told my doctor, I want to find out what's wrong with my back. I want to get it fixed, and I need to get it fixed now. Well, now it's not going to happen. But I can, he said, to make an emergency meeting with my general practitioner on Monday. And then when I do that, I can go see him, and then he can write a referral to a back doctor, and that back doctor can then do some tests, including an MRI and some x-rays, and we can see if we can figure out what's going on, whether or not there's a surgery we could schedule sometime 6 months from now to be able to fix the back, or maybe a cortisone shot we can get in a couple of months. The problem is I've been planning a bunch of conventions this year, and I don't want to rent that stupid Mart cart anymore. And I'm going to have to if I want to. Of course, I'm going to VidCon, and there's a few other IRSVP to. One that's a little more of a private function in May, but that's in New York, and I'm going to be in New York. If you're a New York YouTuber, tell me hello. Maybe we'll talk and hang out. Then I might be going to Austin at one point this year. Of course, I'm going to Retropalooza, and I'm doing all these different podcasts, and I need my back to work. I need my back to work. Please. After a lifetime of back injury, and after the last 4 years of it being just tremendously awful, I'm tired of it. And they told me it would get better, and it has gotten better. And they said it would get worse before it got better, and it did. But now it's better than it's been in the last 4 years, but a fraction of what it used to be before it was originally injured in 2012, or injured in 2012, much less the original injury. I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of living in chronic pain. And for those of you who live in chronic pain, I know that you can commiserate with that. John Green, and I've talked about this video before. I might link it in the description box below, but if not, John Green made a video about chronic pain. I think it's just called On Chronic Pain. And he talks about how difficult it is to communicate chronic pain to someone who's never felt it, or how difficult it is to communicate pain in general. For those of you who have never felt chronic pain, I wouldn't wish it on you, though. I hope you never know, because it is maddening. It is what turned me from a cranky, nerdy asshole into just a cranky asshole. Which is something I'm always dealing with, is that I am such a sad, angry person sometimes. But at least when I turn on this video and I get to talk to you guys, I'm happy at least for those 10 minutes. And I do enjoy that. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be slow. All of this is slow. I mean, to you, it probably seems like it's happening really fast. Losing all this weight, 170 pounds in the last 8 months. That's got to be tremendous from your point of view. But to me, every day, I'm in this body every day, in this brain every day, and I'm just slowly getting progress. And I'm so eager after a lifetime, after 43 years of progress. I turned 44 this year after a lifetime of being trapped in this body and trapped into this chronic pain and trapped into this broken mind. I'm so eager for progress, and I'm chomping at the bit every day with my busted ass teeth, trying to get there. And when my doctor says, we'll work on it, I don't want to work on it. I want it fixed. But that's life, and we talk about that quite a bit here on the channel. We talk quite a bit about how you just got to wait, and you just got to let it, just build it a day at a time, break it at a time. The problem is time is a precious resource that we don't always have a lot of. And me sitting here at 43, turning 44, with a busted back and a busted heart, on heart medication. I just went off of one of my heart medications this week, which is good news. But with a messed up heart and the damaged organs and all the damage I did to my body with these stupid food decisions and the stupid suicidal tendencies and this stupid eating to die instead of eating to live, all the damage I've done, who knows when it's going to catch up with me. And they said with a surgery, if I'm successful, I could add decades to my life. So maybe 20 more years, but that seems unlikely because a lot of big guys I know have passed already. And I don't know how I got lucky. I don't know how I got to live. I don't know what I did right or what I did wrong or what I avoided or what. I don't know. But that may be one resource I don't have a lot of. And the quicker I can get this done, the quicker I can finally enjoy the thing that I've worked for my whole life, right? And anybody who's happy at 43, well, that's the exception, not the rule. Most of us are still working very, very hard at 43 to try to fix and have and do the things that we want to do. So I guess I can understand and accept that that's everybody's lot in life. But when you don't know if you'll make it to 55, you don't know if you'll make it to 60 or 65, and Lord knows 70 is a pipe dream. I definitely want to get this stuff done today. I want to be happy today. I've been working on it for a very long time, and I want it to be today. But one more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the video, but I want to talk about it one more time. I got invited to a bunch of stuff I didn't expect to get invited to. One thing I asked to get invited to, another thing that just came out of nowhere. It's an honor to be invited to, but I have to stay quiet about it till I RSVP to these things. But know that I will be at VidCon and Retropalooza for sure. And I'm doing all these different podcasts. Some I might have to travel for, some I can just do on Discord and Skype and that kind of thing. I look forward to doing those. But here's what I will say. I have been so anxious about traveling. So anxious about traveling to VidCon. And I have friends who have volunteered to help. But I don't know if I want to even burden one of my friends with it. And this will be the very first VidCon that I'll go to where I couldn't just put my arm around my wife for comfort at any second of any day. And I'm nervous. And I'm scared. And when I got invited to this little smaller private function in May in New York, oh, my anxiety. Am I going to get on a plane alone? Am I going to fly alone? Am I going to try to do Ubers to the hotel in Brooklyn alone? And I laid there in bed looking at this incredible invite, knowing what a narrow guest list it would be, and just staring at it and thinking, can I? Should I? No, I can't. I can't do this alone. I can't drive my car to the airport, get onto a plane, fly across the country, laying there alone with no one. Or can I? I think I can. And it might go wrong. It might go bad. I might have an anxiety attack right there. I might get tackled by the TSA and end up on the no-flies list. But I have to try, right? Like, I have to try. Like, this is the opportunities. This is the stuff that we're all fighting for, you know? This is the stuff that we're all trying to do, and this is one of the pinnacles of what this whole YouTube thing has been about. How could I not? How could I not? How could I not try? How dare I let my depression, how dare I let my anxiety cost me an opportunity like that, afford me an opportunity like that? Maybe I will invite somebody. Maybe I will burden one of my friends with it. Or maybe I'll just do it myself. Maybe I'll just be the grown-up adult man that I'm supposed to be and just get on a damn plane and just deal with the consequences if I screw it up. Maybe, screw you, brain. I grabbed my phone and I RSVP'd and I sent off the form and I'm going and it's just a few weeks away and I'm scared shitless. But I'm tired. I'm tired of being the same 14-year-old man-child that I've always been. Living in this house in Arkansas with these stupid toys and stupid games, which I still love just as much as I did when I was 14. But there's a lot more to the world, and God damn it, if it's knocking at my door, I'm going to say yes. So we'll see. And I know I'll have plenty of people there to help in New York. I know some creators from YouTube will see this, and I know you'll volunteer to help me out and hang out with me and eat dinner and do that stuff, and I'll talk to you guys about it, and we'll have some fun. And I know there's probably 1,000 fans who are going to write me and say, Boogie, I'll help, and I want you to help, and I'll let you help. Probably, I'll pick at least one of you, and maybe I'll take a friend, but maybe I can do this on my own. Maybe I should. Maybe I will. So, anxiety be damned. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I love you very much. I'll speak with you again soon. What a weird video this one turned out to be.